9. The best ideas are free with Ben Young on a Monday morning. Bwaggy.com, bwagy.com. Good morning, Ben.
Good morning.
And good weekend at the World Cup.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. Managed to score a ticket.
You were actually at the game, yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm not really a big fan of opening ceremonies, but I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
What are you not the fan of? Just the throwing things around? And what is it?
I guess maybe the Olympics one puts me off. It goes for so long.
Yeah, right.
It's not a movie, guys.
Play the damn game.
It's to hype me up. And I think that's what that one did. It was good. The atmosphere at Eden Park was really good.
Yeah.
Quite organised at the game. Sounds like it was a mission to get there.
Yeah, but you walked, didn't you?
Yeah, we walked.
No problem.
Well, it was just easier, right? If I walk, I know when I'm going to get there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, under your own steam. All right, we're first up, we're talking about something called, what's it, Goshi?
Yeah, Goshi. And basically what this is, it's a mobile app, and it's a virtual flea market. And it's kind of like they've taken eBay and mashed it up, or Trade Me and mashed it up with your local flea market.
Huh.
So you grab the app, and what you can do is you can just list stuff in your house directly on there.
Yeah.
And because it's on your smartphone, you can do everything from the phone. There's no taking a photo, transferring it to your computer, trying to reduce the size and all that kind of stuff. You just take the photo with your phone.
Yeah.
Put your listing up, and then it pushes out to the local community. And if you're looking for stuff, you can jump on and you can look at items nearby. So you can see, actually there's a big bookcase nearby. And what it does is it brings back the location element to buying and selling goods.
So quite slightly different to Trade Me in that respect. Well, because in Trade Me you can narrow things down to your city.
Yeah. So I guess it's much narrower than that by suburb. But I'm sure they've got some kind of security feature there, so it's not Glenn lives here and he's selling a 50-inch plasma TV
yeah, right.
and he's on holiday.
Yeah.
So I thought that was quite cool. I quite like these apps which they connect local people in the community and they help them trade and barter with one another and get them talking.
Have you used it at all?
No. I was just having a play with it last night.
It sounds like it'll be a San Francisco thing first up, and then hopefully...
I think this is a 3 to 5 year thing before it gets here.
Yeah.
But pretty cool.
Okay.
There's another one along the same lines, which I quite like as well, which is for buying home-cooked meals. So this is only in the States.
Yeah.
But what it does is, if you turn up at home, no food, and someone nearby has an extra home-cooked meal, they can drop it off for a price. And I actually really, really like that.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple of elements here. If you think about the economies of making dinner, right?
Yeah.
If you home cook your meal every night, you know that's probably one of the most efficient ways of doing it.
Yeah.
Because you can use all your ingredients, can be fresh,
Hopefully healthy,
and much cheaper. But the difficulty is if you work late and get home, it's going to take you another hour or so to pull that together.
Yeah.
And so you might go and buy something. But the cost of that versus the cost of getting a home-cooked meal from around the corner is probably 4 times the price almost.
This is a very cool idea.
Yeah.
Because often a lot of people do cook far too much for them, for themselves.
But also, what I like is it rewards people that, produce meals more efficiently.
Yeah.
Like if you're a parent at home, you're already cooking for, the family anyway. Why not produce a few extra more and bring some cash in?
Yeah.
Like I really like that it unlocks kind of the economic value in whatever you do.
Yeah.
And it's the same with the flea market idea.
And what's that one called?
I've forgotten, sorry.
Okay. Home cooked meals or something.
Yeah.
You just type
I'll
that
bring
into
it in
the
next
marketplace
week.
and that will come up with it.
But yes, really, really cool.
So it's very much another local thing as well, and that's what a lot of these apps are doing, is putting the local back.
Yeah, there's a really big trend towards mashing up mobile with local. Just because once you have a smartphone, location detection is easy.
Yes.
You can collect data through video, images, and voice very, very easily. You can type. And then once you connect all that together with the internet, it's quite powerful in a way that desktops haven't been. It's always been a bit cumbersome to kind of pull all those things together and then share it on the internet, whereas you can do this kind of stuff very, very quickly.
Indeed. Okay, on to fair trade.
Yeah, so there's been a bit of discussion over the last few weeks about fair trade, and I just wanted to kind of talk about the fair trade theory and why people try and get fair trade going. basically the theory is that if you remove the trade barriers, the market over the long term will eventually reward those that produce something most efficiently.
Yeah.
So the idea is in 30 years' time, we might be getting all our, let's say, TVs from Australia because they might build up more high-tech manufacturing and the shipping cost is much more efficient to get here. But the difficulty with fair trade theory is that it hurts in the short term. If you're a producer here in New Zealand that makes TVs and we open up fair trade with China, as we have done...
Fair trade or free trade?
Oh, sorry, free trade.
Free trade,
Sorry.
okay, all right. So
Yeah.
it was on a different.
That's
We're
right.
on a different tip. Fair trade, of course,
Yeah.
goes kind of against some
you
of these
started off, I
principles.
carried on. That's right.
Yeah,
And so that's going to hurt quite a bit because you're probably going to lose your business. So what they do over time is they try and erode some of those barriers and migrate it away. In terms of this year, it might be a $20 trade barrier. Next year it might only be $15. So they slowly take them away.
yeah,
But the other difficulty with all of this is that the biggest economic benefit comes over time. It comes over, 10, 15, 20, 25 years.
yeah.
If you're in government this year, do you want to make a decision that's going to impact 25 years down the track,
Yeah.
which makes you unpopular today?
Well, they never do they?
Yeah, exactly. So, like, it's really, really hard to pull off, and you can see why these negotiations take quite some time.
But also, because you're asking some people to obviously go out of business, aren't you? And to find another trade or another business to get into.
In an element, kind of, but really what you're doing is you're putting the pressure on the industry to say you're actually operating inefficiently because we've put all this protection around you. If you think about if this business didn't have this protection around it,
what if the
it wouldn't have grown.
so-called inefficiencies are being paid higher than a worker in China?
Yeah, so you've got to factor all of that in, and what politicians normally try and do is try and ease that transition. For example, if you are that TV manufacturer here in New Zealand and you see that free trade is opening up, you can look at doing partners and joint ventures with other companies coming in because you've already got market share. And that's what's happened with a lot of these businesses. They have to change their business model to evolve with it. So there are arguments of should this person make the sacrifice versus shouldn't they? But really, when in these situations, they should be getting as much support as they can from the government.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Ben Young, people can continue the conversation with you over on Twitter, twitter.com/BWAGY and also BWAGY.com. Thanks very
Cheers.
much.